Where are you at with Running Up That Hill right now? Like, is it your most loved song, or are you like, I'm good, I could take a breather, we don't need to hear it every single time I walk into a room?
Listen, I love it. Like I still love the song. I was shocked it wasn't on it was on my like Spotify rap that just came out. So I was like checking it. Last year that was number one. I was listening to it on set all the time. This year it was not.
Fair enough. Look, the last year plus has been pretty intense, pretty amazing. Let's run through it quickly. Let's see. You took on Vecna and you survived to tell the tale. You're officially Taylor Swift's muse, or at least one of them. And you just went toe to toe with some of the most amazing acting talent in the world in The Whale, and you more than held your own. So fair to say has this been the best professional year of your career so far, you think?
I guess so. Yeah, it's been very exciting. Yeah, I feel very, very grateful, and most importantly, it's all been very fun. So
that is good, especially some of the material can be intense. So I'm glad that you're finding the fun, the joy in it.
Yeah, totally. I mean, as long as I'm on set, but that's my zone, so I'm happy.
Let's talk a little bit about first The Whale, which I'm obsessed with. It is a beautiful piece of work from Darren Aronofsky. You had your big premiere here in New York last night. Talk to me about like what that's like, because like you've done your fair share of premieres now, but often you're surrounded by like 15 of your friends from Stranger Things. This is a little bit of a different environment, a smaller cast.
Yeah.
Did it feel like a different kind of a thing for you, or what?
I mean, we had done like Venice and Toronto, which that was really exciting. But it was nice to have a premiere at home that like friends and family could come to. My whole family hadn't seen the movie. My mom had seen it, but the rest of my family hadn't seen the movie. So they were all there last night, which it was very interesting to watch it with them, because I don't think they really were fully aware of what the film was about and who my character was. But they were all crying at the end of it. So that was a success for me, I guess.
Oh, mission accomplished. I got a chance to see this at the Toronto Film Festival. And I have to say, Sadie, legitimately, the last 15 minutes, it like cracked me open. I was a blubbering mess. Like and that is not unique to me. That is an experience. This movie can really sink its claws into you. Did the material strike you as that, like from the get-go? Like when you read this, did you get it? Did you see the potential for what it could be?
Oh, I mean, absolutely. Like it first came to me as just like an untitled Darren Aronofsky project. So he wanted me to do like a reading or something with the group of actors he was assembling at like this East Village theater. And I didn't know what it was. And they sent the script a few hours in advance, and I kind of skimmed through it. And then I got to this theater and they sat me next to Brendan. And then we just did like a pretty much like cold reading of The Whale, which it's hard to do a cold reading of like someone like Ellie, but still like every single character in this film was incredibly complex and so real. I just never read writing this rich, and obviously knowing that it was going to be in the hands of Darren, every actor would want to work with him. So I knew there was something special there for sure.
Is it as taxing emotionally as it would seem? I mean, it's taxing emotionally on an audience. So I can only imagine what it's like for the actors to live through this for however long you're shooting it. This is just a characteristic of Darren's work. All of his work just is emotionally just so fully engages you, and this might be the most intense yet. What was the experience like shooting it? You say you found the joy even in the intensity of it, or what?
Even though this character is not joyful in any way, like I felt so fulfilled at the end of every day, and it was a very focused environment. And Brendan, given the prosthetics and the timing and everything, we were all just very focused, and we'd had rehearsals, so we were very prepared. But I don't think anything could have prepared me for like that final sequence, the final scene between Ellie and Charlie. That was shot over 3 days, I think. Darren was just kind of like towards the end of it, like day 3, he would just be like, all right, like ring it out, just ring it out. And it was kind of like, I don't know, it was very like therapeutic almost for like this character, and to have spent like that time with her, and for someone like her who's just, she's just this wall, and there's no vulnerability there. But to have that final moment where everything just like seeps out, it was such a release. And yeah, a little taxing, but ultimately, felt good at the end of the day.
This one, you alluded to this. A lot of your stuff is one-on-one, you and Brendan Fraser, who delivers this amazing performance. And the relationship is fraught, to say the least. It is, you say some brutal things to this gentle, sweet man. He's like the world's most beloved, like, teddy bear. Right. Was it tough to be like pretty mean to Brendan Fraser's face for an extended period of time?
Yes, sometimes it was, but as Ellie, you can't have a hint of remorse for the things that you're saying. Right. Yeah, at the end of the day, be like, oh, like, he's so sweet, but he's a trooper. And for Ellie, like, whenever the things that she's saying, it's just constant. She's testing him. She's getting back at him. She's got a goal. It's all just kind of like this coping mechanism for her. I think all the characters have their own self-destructive coping mechanisms in the film, and for Ellie, it's just this rage and violence in her actions and words, and it's the only thing she can do to get this sense of control and power over the situation. And who she wants control over and power over is Charlie, the man who she blames for a lot of the hardships in her life and, the person that she became. So yeah, those scenes are definitely hard to be mean to Brendan Fraser, but not for Ellie.
Does your theater experience help you in a situation like this? I know unusually that one actually had a fair amount of rehearsal, which almost never happens in film. It's pretty much a one set kind of a film for the most part. Do you think that kind of helped train you for this unique environment?
For sure. I mean, yeah. That's kind of how I fell in love with acting is just with theater. And I was really young, but that's what I knew. Really, up until I did this movie, I was still kind of getting comfortable with being on set. And it's one thing performing in front of a live audience, but it's just different when, like, you're in an on-set environment, and it's tough to, like, get vulnerable in, like, high, pressure situations. But I think with this, because we had that rehearsal process, because it really did feel like we were kind of like this theater company, and Darren had taped out the walls of the apartment in this warehouse that we were rehearsing in for 3 weeks. That preparation and that kind of like character study and the trust that we all had with each other, it like really allowed for everyone just to kind of leave it out on the table and really, get vulnerable, get a little messy.
This is a leveling up moment for you. Let's be real. Like, when you work with the caliber of filmmaker like Aronofsky, and something that is going to be seen by the right people in the right way, the opportunities are only going to get greater. Like, where's your head at right now in terms of criteria? Like, do you think about genre or kind of filmmaker or experience? Like, what are you looking for?
Right now, for me, I think it's all about filmmakers and just the people that you're working with. Because after doing something like The Whale, something that was like as fulfilling as that it's really what just like reminded me like why I love this so much. And I think I need to kind of chase that feeling rather than, what's big and exciting. For now, at least, like I'm really just like looking forward to doing more film and working with more people that are like-minded with Darren. And that's really exciting for me to kind of step into the film world, I guess, because it's a new side of it for me.
Well, speaking of the right people, as rare as it is to work for Darren Aronofsky, you are one of a very select few to be directed by the great Taylor Swift. Yes. This is a distinction. The beginning of what I think could be a really interesting filmmaking career, it would seem. How would you characterize her directing style? Were you surprised by kind of her attitude, her methodology on set? Was it all just like a nice, bizarre experience, a surreal experience, or what?
She's so relaxed and confident, and she knows exactly what she wants, and that's a great quality in a director, and she has that. So, but she also was really open to just like playing around and new ideas, and that was a really neat experience because it was very freeing. It was just a camera, and they would follow wherever we went, and oftentimes you'd forget that there was even a camera there. But yeah, it was 4 days. It was really quick, but she made a short film out of it, and you kind of forgot what we were doing. But she's very smart. She knows what she wants, and she put something together that's really, really special and getting a lot of love, which is great.
Yeah, it's also interesting. Like, if you do the math, like, you both kind of like found celebrity roughly around the same age. Is that something that like you at all? I know it was a brief shoot, but I assume you've also had time to talk with her subsequently. Like, have you discussed sort of like navigating fame at that very delicate age. I mean, she really did it probably as best as you could possibly imagine. Are there lessons to be learned by the way Taylor has navigated that really tricky terrain, you think?
I mean, for sure. And especially with her, and the music industry is something that's, I think, a lot different from what I do. But yeah, being in the spotlight at that age is something that we could kind of relate to, I guess. With me, I like having the luxury of sometimes being able to like hide behind a character.
Right.
She has a lot of sage advice on that, because it's, you know, it's a very unique experience. And I've, you know, kind of through her and my other castmates, it's nice to have people who you can relate to.
Let's talk a little Stranger Things. I think the last time I saw you was at the big premiere for the last season, which couldn't have been received better. And what an amazing season for you and your character, Max. Talk to me a little bit about jumping on to a show that was already a phenomenon, right? Like, that's a very unique experience. You know, season 2, okay, they know what they're doing here. Did it feel like you were joining a moving train? Did it feel like you had the safety and comfort of something that knew how to do what it was doing? Just give me a sense of what it's like to join a show that's already such a phenomenon. It
was scary in the sense that, like, I just knew from the call from Matt and Ross that I got it, like, oh, things are going to be different. But also there is like security, like you were saying, and just knowing that it is a show that people love, but they kind of go hand in hand, I guess. Like, it's, you know, the good and the scary. But I always was, you know, I was the new kid, and I really felt like that, honestly, this entire time. So for season 4 to come out, and for, you know, like the Kate Bush stuff to happen, like, that was really a shock to me, because I still kind of felt like I was, I don't know, just like very new. And so to have that, and for Matt and Ross to kind of write that storyline, I was like very, very grateful for.
So we know, looking forward, the end is coming. I assume at this moment you've seen no scripts. Do you know anything of what's to come for season 5?
Oh, I wish. They keep it like very locked. I have no idea, but I think we're all very excited, but just like really sad to know that this is the last one. But I think we're all in agreement that, like, it's going to end on a high note, and it's better to go out that way than to, you know, drag it on. So it's time, but man, it's gonna, that'll be rough. That last day will be rough.
So Millie seems to have like bloodlust on her brain. She wants everybody to die. Where are you at? I mean, Max has already been through it. You would think after getting through season 4, Max deserves to have a happy ending, doesn't she?
Oh, listen, I would love to see it. I would love to see it. But the Duffers are smart. They're only going to kill a character off if it's important to the plot. I don't think it should be a bloodbath, though. I really don't. I think we all love these characters too much. We've said goodbye to too many at this point. Let's keep us all around.
Yeah. Save the crying for the whale. We can have a few here,
yeah,
right?
Go see the whale.